Hello everyone, I just wanted to say that I kind of got a little excited in this video and spoiled one of the books. The book is called Road to Nowhere, and I'll mention it when I get to it. If you want to just avoid it, then skip it. But I spoiled it because you really need to understand it to probably be really interested in it. So I spoiled the ending, the plot twist of it and everything of Road to Nowhere and a bit of others. Not as badly as Road to Nowhere, but yeah, just a heads up.
So for this WRV Collections, I plan to do some on books instead of video games. My collection of books, but not just any books, because I got quite a few here, and I got a whole bunch more ebooks. But just books by one author, and that's Christopher Pike. Since discovering him in October 2010, he has become my favorite author, and I have bought every one of his old books. Literally everyone except for all the Spooksville, and there's 24 of those, so that's still quite a lot. But all of his main books. I do plan to get on to Spooksville soon, but I did not get Witch World yet either. I plan to get the Spooksville soon, but it's being re-released, so I'm unsure if I want to get the classic versions or the new versions, or both, since I kind of want to get some that I got the re-releases of, like Remember Me in the original form, just to collect them. But these books are not actually ordered by alphabetical order, by my favorite, or by, well, I don't know any way you would order them. They're actually ordered the way, not by height, they're actually ordered the way by the first that I wear. So I wear this first and all the way up here to last. So we'll start. I bought some of the books on digital, mainly because I was into digital when I first began reading them into more physical books, and mainly because on iBooks, which is what I used, when a new book, mainly The Last Vampire number 7, not 7, number 8 and 9, came out, it was the earliest because it came out at 11 p.m. the night before the actual release date. So, I mean, I want to read it as soon as possible because I love this author, my favorite author. So here's Thrust number 1 and Thrust number 2. They are a bind-up of his classic series, The Last Vampire, The Last Vampire 1, 2, and 3 in number 1, and The Last Vampire number 4, 5, and 6 in number 2, and then after that he started releasing more Last Vampire books, because these are from the 90s, and then just all of a sudden he started releasing more, which I love the series, so that's cool. There's been a 7, 8, and 9, which is under Thrust number 3, 4, and 5, and are about the same length as these, which all have 3 stories, so they're quite a bit longer than the previous ones. This is a bind-up of Remember Me 2, I think it's called The Return, and Remember Me 3, The Last Story, and it's like my biggest book ever, physical book at least, that's 700 pages, 700 and some odd pages. I also got, I don't know where it would go on the shelf, but I also got, well actually, I was going to say Secret of Card Digital, but I also got the Elisha trilogy so far now. Hopefully it'll make the 4th book after this movie gets made, if it does, because that's the plan, on iBooks as well. So that, and then Secret of Card on Kindle, just because I wanted to get it, and that was the quickest way. I plan to get the physical version of all of them soon, because I want to have a complete set and all the Spookville books, a complete set of all his books, and I think he has maybe one other spin-off called Master of Horror or something, I'm not sure, and some Shield series where he wrote like one book and a whole bunch of other authors wrote another book in the series or something, I'm not sure. So next up is To Die For, which is a bind-up of his first 2 books ever, The Slumber Party and Weekend. And The Last Vampire series is awesome. Remember Me is awesome. Here, his books get a little bit less awesome, but in all honesty, his worst books are still some of the best books I've ever read. And that's just how good he is. My favorite author ever. I love him. So that's a bind-up of his first 2 books. Remember Me, if you're a new author, if you're new to Christopher Pike, I probably would suggest Remember Me. It can be the bind up, or you can find a used version of the old release. But you can get probably the bind up, because it's the cheapest for all three. The first book especially, but all three books are just awesome, awesome, awesome. If not that, then the Starlight Crystal, which it hasn't been released, so you have to buy that used somewhere. Off of Amazon, you can probably get for $4 or so. So next up we have, these are in order I read, except for Alasha. Alasha would come after either Last Vampire or Remember, I'm not sure which one. And Secret Call, I'd have no idea what Secret Call goes. And I read The Last Vampire number, I don't know where number 8 and 9 would go, because I read them as soon as they came out, and I don't know exactly when I read all these. So next up we got The Shane Letter and Shane Letter 2, The Ancient Prophecy, which have since been released as one book. Great whodunit. The first Shane Letter is a great whodunit, and then they introduced supernatural elements in the second book. I think I would have before that if there were no supernatural elements in the second book, because it felt like it kind of cheapened the first book, but still, both books are still good. Which is another great one here. I need to start getting these covers out, don't I? But I can't, there's too many, but I'm just going to get a few out. So Witch is a great book. You can read the description on Amazon for any of these, but it's about a girl that's a witch and tries to help people, and then everything just starts going wrong, typical. But it's so good. A lot of his books are spiritual, not in any certain religion, but it's just spiritual in terms of reincarnation and afterlife, and everything, and that just makes the books better, in my opinion. They're so good. One of my favorites, definitely, this is my favorite of his standalone books that aren't part of a series, The Starlight Crystal. And I have really bad memory. It's funny. I can remember a lot of the stuff that happens, but I can't remember the ending. I remember it, I think, being good, but I'm afraid to reread it because I can't remember. And it's kind of weird. I know it's like my favorite standalone book, probably, and not just of his, but of all time. But I can't remember it, and that makes me feel bad. But yeah, it's about this girl who is set in the near future. I think somewhere in the future. It might be a couple of 100 years in the future, which I don't know if that still counts as near. That she's secretly a part of this thing where they go to space, and they're supposed to go for it'll only be 10 years for them, but 200 years for Earth or something. I might be, like I said, by the way. But I plan to reread this soon. And just all kinds of stuff happens on the spaceship, and it keeps progressing, and eventually she gets rebooted into the universe from the beginning. All kinds of crazy stuff happens. She goes back to Earth I'm kind of spoiling it, back to Earth from where she first started and everything, and it just keeps going. She finds, it is a awesome ride. All of his old books, all of his young old books are like 200 pages, whereas his adult books are 300 to 400, and all of his new ones, whether they're young adult or not, are about that size, which is about 400 or 500. Give Me a Kiss. This is I don't know why, but I always liked this one a lot. Probably my favorite one that doesn't include any spiritual or supernatural elements. It's just a simple whodunit. Maybe not even really a whodunit, but I forgot what order the events came in. But yeah, simple book, but great read. The Tashion Web. He doesn't have many science fiction books, but this is his first science fiction book, one of his first books ever. I think it might be the third book he ever written, but I'm not sure. It's somewhere the beginning. It's great. Great. It's about kids still in a spaceship in the future where basically like carjacking a spaceship, and then they realize that the government has kept aliens secret from them because they went into them, and I forgot the reason why. I don't really know why, because the aliens were actually peaceful, so I'm not quite sure how that figured out. A lot of his books. Oh man, I knew that would happen sooner or later. Hang on. A lot of his books have bad endings. This ain't one of them. Oh man, I'm spoiling this stuff, sorry. Yeah, the cover's kind of hidden there. You like flip it open and then you see the cover. Kind of weird how that works. This is The Lost Mine, another great book. Basically a girl. Most of these books are from girls' point of view. Some of them are from boys, and some of them are from both. Multiple point of views. Wakes up with no memory, and she has to find out what she's done. And it's pretty cool. They're all pretty cool. I keep saying pretty cool too much. Detachment, wherever you go. It goes here. Go, okay. I need to stop getting books out because I'm going to start messing it up. Bury Me Deep. And here's the Blind Mirror. The first adult novel of his I read. You can tell by the bigger size. Magic Fire is a good one about a guy who can make fire and gets into all kinds of trouble. And man, the ending is probably one of the most bad. Oh my! Just read it. What is this? I can't read it. Sticker covering up. I still don't know what it is. I guess it's The Visitor. I can't. It's another sticker covering up. The Visitor. I can't. Oh, I have bad memory. I can't even remember anything about this book. I remember liking it. I remember not being like one of my least favorites of his, which was still great, but I can't remember it. Is this Monster? Yeah, Monster. That's a good one. One of his better ones, at least to me. It might seem kind of generic, but it's a good read. Star group of kids get superpowers. Of course, one of them turns evil. Another young adult novel. I think this is The Listeners. Yeah. Good one. Execution of Innocence. Another good one. The Midnight Club. The Midnight Club's about a group of kids who are in a place where they get like terminally ill. Basically, people that are about to die from an illness. It's a tough read, but it's really good. I gotta reread it because I can't remember the ending now. I swear. If I can't even remember the ending of my favorite book, you can know my memory's messed up. Yeah, the Grave, I think it's called. Oh, I didn't want to get it out, but now that I did, there's a cover. I can't really remember it either. I remember it being a good one. I basically need to reread all of these. Man, it's hard to read through any of these because they're so good and captivate me so much. I gotta get ready for them. I gotta get my body ready for them. The Immortal, oh man, that's a good one. The ending is chilling. It's a good book. The Code one, oh man. There was originally supposed to be a sequel, but unfortunately never made a sequel to it. I can't really see it, but the Code one. Code as in code, ice code. Great book. It was originally supposed to be a sequel, but unfortunately never made, but still a great book. Even on its own. Definitely has a sort of better ending, a good ending. What is this? See You Later. Okay, See You Later. Another great book. Fall Into Darkness. This only book to currently be made into a movie, in which case the movie starts and he regrets it. But finally, he's coming out in his shell, and hopefully there'll be a larger movie soon. There was also supposed to be a last vampire movie, but I'm pretty sure that fell through. The Hollow Skull. Master Born is great, about a guy who writes a story. He's become famous, but no one knows it's him in his high school, and his stories somehow start coming to life around him and stuff. Falling. You'll have to look up the description because I'm just showing them off. Falling, Spellbound, the fucking Stickles. Ooh, the Wet Heart. Ooh, that's rough. The main character is a serial killer. That should tell you how rough it is. Scavenger Hunt, another good one. Last Act, I thought Last Act was probably one of his weaker books. To be honest, it's pretty straightforward. But even still, his weakest book is still good. So, I still recommend it. I recommend all these books. I'll go more in depth. I plan to start a book review series soon. I'll go more in depth with these later. And I'll review every single one of his books in order that I read them, I think. Yeah, I will. Okay, what is this? Oh, yeah. Whisper of Death. Whisper of Death. That's a tough book to read. Yeah, Whisper of Death. Probably my favorite adult novel is here. The Season of Passage. It's another sci-fi novel where they go to Mars after a Russian team went a few years earlier, maybe a year, maybe 10 years, I can't remember. And they have to find out why the Russian team was destroyed, because the Russians were the first one to get to Mars. And then they find out, and you can guess the rest. It's pretty bad. Die Softly. No supernatural elements in this one, but another great read. Guy sets up pictures of to take pictures of girls in the what the fuck is the room called? The locker room. And he witnesses the pictures capture a murder. So it goes from there. Sati, oh, this is a great one. I just read this. As you see, it's at the end of the line here. And Sati, the main character, I gotta stand up. The main character, I mean, not the main character, because the main character is one of the guys, the guy that runs into her. But Sati is someone who, I guess you can call her the main character, but it's not from her point of view. Sati claims she's God, and as the novel progresses, you see more and more stuff of this, but never direct proof. And it's just a great, great story, and I love it. And I just read this. You see it's at the very end here. Road to Nowhere. I really want to recommend this book. I don't know how I can do this without spoiling it. But let's just say something happens. The main character, which is a girl, gets cheated on by her boyfriend. She goes on a road trip, runs into two other people, and then they start telling stories. But as the night goes on, the story that the main character tells is kind of a lie, but she doesn't quite know that yet. Oh, I've done spoiled too much. It's a great, great book. Spiritualism and afterlife is all. Okay, I didn't spoil it. Fuck it. The girl commits suicide. And then in the afterlife, she goes on the road trip with two people trying to find her way. And the two people are someone basically that were in love while they were human. And now they're like an angel and a demon. I'm sorry I'm spoiling this, but you need to read it. It's good. Road to Nowhere is what it's called. And then things keep on. And eventually she realizes that when she walked in on her boyfriend cheating, but her boyfriend told her beforehand that that he was together with her best friend, which is who it was cheating with. But when she walks in, she took her knife with her, but she didn't kill them. She actually killed herself. And it's just, the finale is probably one of the best finales I've ever read in the book, and it's just awesome. So that's it for all the books of Christopher Pike that I've read. Sorry that I spoiled The Road to Nowhere. I'll put in like the first few seconds that I spoiled Road to Nowhere, one of his books, just so you know of this video. As you see, I got a huge book here. It's a bind up, another bind up called Until the End. It is a bind up of Final Friends 1, 2, and 3, one of his own trilogies. He mostly does standalone novels, but lately he's been focused on series The Last Vampire and The New Witch World. I have not gotten Witch World yet. I will soon, along with some Spooksphere. I don't know, like I said, if I want to wait and get Spooksphere videos before with what's already out or after, because he previously, Christopher Pike, has said on a Facebook that they are getting remade and stuff. You can find all these books on Amazon. All the other books are usually, I think, except maybe a couple of, I'm not sure, basically 1 cent you can get them, plus $3.99 shipping and handling, so $4. And all the new books are less than $10 or no more than $10. So all fairly cheap, in my opinion, considering what you pay. I would probably pay $20 each for these. $30 each. That's how good, that's how much I love Christopher Pike. I'm going to lengths. I want to get the original novels of some of the bind-ups I got, and I want to get all the alternate covers of all the books I got. And I'm getting the physical version of the books I got digital when I was stupid and getting digital books all the time. So that's how much I like Christopher Pike. And I probably will get digital for all his future books, because that's the quickest way I can do it. I can read it the night before, and then I'll get physical at the same time. It's just, yeah. I'm done. Christopher Pike is the best author in the entire universe. This says it all. So, if you haven't read any of his books, start. And if you have, then you already know how good he is, unless you read the one with the worst books. And if you have, just start with Remember Me, or The Starlight Crystal, or even Road to Nowhere. Sarti's another good one. If you're into a bit of science fiction, then Season of Passions ain't too much on science fiction. But yeah, one of those. Or Magic Fire. Magic Fire's great. Just one of those. And Witch is good too. One of those. Remember Me. Even the last Vampire 2, that's number 1, or the bind up, that's number 1, or The Last Vampire. The same books. Just that's the bind up. Just go. Why aren't you going? Go buy the books. Go buy the fucking books now. They're the best. They're the best. And if you wonder why, wearing earphones, that's because these are the other ones that have the microphone in them, and the microphone, the iPod Touch, which is where I used to record, sucks. So I'm recording with this, which is why you probably hear some background noise. It's because it's moving all over my shirt and everything. So yeah, go read Christopher Pike. Christopher Pike.
If you like this video, then please subscribe. More WRV Collections coming soon. I make all kind of videos, mostly related to video games, but check them out if you like this video.